In a news package, Governor Umoino says rural development is cardinal in Arise agenda, solicits support of community opinion leaders for success. World Youth Skills Day. Stakeholders ask government, employers of labor to empower youth with versatile skills for self-development. Police begin payment of insurance benefits to families of deceased officers. We have details of these and other stories in a moment. A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. My name is Juliet Richard, and we begin by telling you that to facilitate rural development, which is a crucial part of the present administration's Arise agenda, Governor Umoino is seeking the support of Akbc people in all strata of endeavor. The governor was speaking today during the July edition of Government House Prayers Service held at the Latter House Chapel, Government House Uyo. Government House reporter Patience John tells us more.
Governor Umoino maintained that his administration will pay more attention to the development of rural communities, soliciting for support from leaders at all levels. Speaking specifically on the selection of personal assistants across all the boards in the state, the governor listed the criteria and kicked against influence from any quarter.
The intention of asking us to bring either PA or SA, whatever, from the words is an intention, so very intentional, to show that we want to relate with the rural areas and the grassroots. Let the world leaders, world chairman, world leader, and world executive, let them sit down in their world and look for someone who wants in that world. And in the name, all of the leaders will sign. Let no one person go and insist to bring a leader or to bring a PA from a world that is not your own. So, but I'm hearing that some big men are the ones taking over the exercise. Please, don't do it. I'm telling you, do something.
Governor Umoino reminded chairmen and members of boards and commissions that were dissolved to stop carrying out official arrangements in such capacities as the boards and commissions stand dissolved.
Please hand over to the next person, the next civil servant, or the next person, except for a statutory board or you are constituted limited liability company. Please do well to hand over. Your time is up. And don't think that it is mandatory that you will come back.
The Deputy Governor, Senator Kun Ilagaye, took the Bible reading at the prayer summit, while Reverend Sonia Imo preached on the theme of their service, Have Dominion, as taken from Genesis chapter 1, verse 28.
Many of us, when we are made one position or the other, our shoulder gets higher than our head. And when we are removed from there, we begin to manipulate. Time says important, for God does what? Resists the power.
The service featured intercessory prayers, sax presentation, and sung by Government House Divine Voices. Patience John, Akbc News.
Asylum seekers, refugees, and internally displaced persons are to be properly integrated into the society with equal access to basic social amenities. This was the thrust of the message at a refresher training organized by the Akwa Ibom State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, in conjunction with the United Nations High Commission on Refugees. Our Government House reporter Utumi Mokon tells us more.
Organized by Akbc State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) in collaboration with the United Nations High Commission on Refugees, the training was aimed at refreshing critical stakeholders on their roles toward ensuring an all-inclusive society for refugees, asylum seekers, internally displaced persons, returnees, and stateless persons. The Deputy Governor, Senator Okone, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary in her office, Mrs. Grace Jim, commended stakeholders for the critical roles they play in accommodating persons with concerns, while assuring that the state government will continue to provide enabling environment for all.
I want to thank everyone here for the part we have been playing towards people of concern, maintaining security and peace, helping in developing skills for the refugees among us. And I know that those participants who are here, what you have forgotten today, you will be reminded.
Some of the refugees spoke on their relationship with host communities, describing it as cordial.
They have been so good to us, taking good care of us. Yeah, they have been accommodating us. We are living within the host community because of the accommodation could not be able to contain all of us. We have to enrich ourselves with the host community, and they welcome us.
In a refugee market, we are living very, very good with our people and our AKED people, our chairman, our leaders. We don't have problems.
It has been actually a murder to all the refugees in Akwa Ibom State. And thank God for the father we have there at the village head. He gave us every permission to be holding meetings and to see how we can go forward.
We have entered into the village, we have finished the village, and I'm partnering with the local government chairman there, and for the chairman to give us chairman lunch.
The event featured paper presentations on the core mandates of the intervention, professional ethics regarding day-to-day dealings with persons of concerns, peace building and conflict resolution, as well as interactive session where participants made clarification and contributions. Utumi Mokon, Akbc News.
To recognize the crucial significance of equipping young individuals with necessary skills for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship, the United Nations General Assembly has designated July 15 as World Youth Skills Day. It is the agreement of all stakeholders that it is also important to impart and empower the right skills to youth in the face of changes in the job market and constant technological progress. Margaret Bassi reports.
Access to technical and vocational training is one of the equitable opportunities to address the multifaceted challenges faced by youths as the world undergoes rapid technological, economic, and societal transformation. Consequently, young people need the right skills to successfully navigate various challenges to achieve their full potentials. There are different skills for employment and entrepreneurship of young people in their strategic importance for the future.
I like catering as a part of my hobby. It's nice, it's fun.
Entrepreneur is a good thing. The youth should try to see if they can push themselves into it.
I'm the same for beyond the caring about
the no machine. We don't need SEO machine. So we don't need fun.
May encourage you, you know. They can't equate with them because we come from me fun. Make me come from forcing it. Without a figure on our work, come now.
The upskilling of youth has become increasingly important as the world is slowly shifting to sustainable development.
I've benefited a lot from the business. It helps me to take care of myself, my family, and other needs.
Even 2 years, 3 years. So I can't with the Roma. We with the Baron of Yen Sofuben, and one medium for Maduro. I get a game with Badia, is going on woman ya for getting ya woman Badia, is going on anymore.
About 70, 80. He's still working in the ministry. You ask yourself, when he's going to retire for the youth to take over those people, we are not going to see the white collar job. What I will advise the youth is that they should prepare themselves and look for elsewhere to find their way out.
It is widely believed that people that venture into technical and vocational training are likely to be financially independent, have high self-esteem and self-reliance, an opportunity for government, organizations and individuals to come together and support initiatives that will promote skills development among youths for economic growth and social progress.
Please, I encourage other youths out there to venture into this. It helps a lot. No matter the strays, the sleepless nights and all of that, but it helps.
Nam return so it's
not really good for someone to wait for white collar job. Sitting down to wait might take a long period of time.
For the village head of Ikorokot in Serubium local government area, Etidong Nathan Williakban IV, investing in skills development is not only crucial for personal growth and employability, but also for the overall economic development of the nation.
You don't say better government and I don't self-employed. The guy can grow to become tomorrow. Say, go we use company or government. They're going to be a helping hand for him and their parents.
Some respondents solicited for assistance to bring their concepts to life and enhance their livelihood and that of those around them as the world celebrates Youth Skills Day on the theme, Skilling Teachers, Trainers and Youths for a Transformative Future. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetukun, has commenced the distribution of checks to cover insurance benefits to next of kin of officers who died and those who have suffered permanent deformities in the course of discharging their lawful duties. A statement signed by police spokesman Olumejua Adeyobi said the total sum of checks presented to 68 families of deceased officers and those injured or rendered disabled in line of duty is captured under the Group Life Assurance 2022-2023 policy year, amounting to 535 million naira. According to the statement, the IG said Nigeria Police under his watch believe that human life is valuable and will prioritize the well-being of officers and men of the force. He stressed that his leadership will promptly provide benefit to all police personnel who have sacrificed for the nation by creating an environment where every officer feels valued, protected, and motivated to give their best. The IG, while recognizing the resilience and commitment of the men and women of the force, extended deepest gratitude to the gallant officers of the Nigeria Police for their commendation, dedication, sacrifice, and unalloyed allegiance to upholding the values of justice and security. And still to come, Southern religious and traditional leaders engaged to vaccinate girls against cancer in 8 local government areas of Akwa Ibom State. We have details of this and more after the break. Stay with us.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happen, with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation, if it happen.
If it happen.
If it happen.
Momo better pass cash. Yes, sir. Momo don't begin turn people into millionaires. Over 200 million naira dey grant for everyone to win. No story. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, say up to 12 people must become millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. How? Just dial *671# to open Momo account to. Select option 6 to refer your family and friends them, your neighbor, tailor, your oga, mechanic, hairdresser, and plenty people where you sabi. After you don't refer them, make sure say them open Momo account and use them recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, my people, as you just dial that code, you don't refer the person with that. This promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. You don't know the carry last. Not do yourself. Momo better pass cash.
Good to have you back, and now to the rest of our stories. 8 local government areas in Akwa Ibom are to benefit from the first batch of an healthcare intervention program where girls between the ages of 9 to 14 will be vaccinated against cancer. The message was handed down in an advocacy meeting at the palace of the Okwibowe Bibiontemian Solomon Daniel Etuk, when members of the Southern Religious and Traditional Leaders Engagement, SOTO, in collaboration with Akwa Ibom State's Primary Healthcare Development Agency, engaged critical stakeholders on the smooth implementation of the project. Margaret Bassi reports that the event was attended by a cross-section of traditional rulers, members of the Christian Association of Nigeria, as well as the Akwa Ibom State Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, who were mandated to create advocacy in their respective domains on the importance of the vaccine.
The first 8 local government areas to benefit include Orogonam, Mpainin, Etinan, Ibionibom, Akamekpo, Nsurubium, Ukanafun, and Uran. Ntenginetok, who is the chairman, Southern Religious and Traditional Leaders Engagement, SOTO, Akwa Ibom State, who is also Commander, Federal Republic of Nigeria, pledged to synergize with other members of the group to promote its vision and create a lasting impact in Akwa Ibom State, especially at the grassroots. As the highest award holder in the state and patriarch of the Bibios, Ntenginetok noted that the health sector is a critical aspect of the society that requires experience and expertise in service delivery, promising to draw strategic plans for the body that will be result-oriented. Ntenginetok said he will use his influence as an opinion leader to positively affect the task and increase community awareness, urging other stakeholders to follow suit in order to enable a cancer-free society.
Very serious program that borders on health services. Very render enough community women. How do we protect people against when Simple and they promote. Much community.
The Director of Health Promotion, Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Health, and Akwa Ibom State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Mrs. Margaret Etam, said SOTO is a global health intervention program whose South-South body was inaugurated in Edo State last month to kickstart the immunization of teenage girls between the ages of 9 and 14 that will prevent cancer. Mrs. Etam noted that the sustainability and reliance of the vision will be possible through collaboration with traditional institutions and religious organizations to influence the health-seeking behavior of their subjects. She solicited the recruitment of more manpower into the state health sector to understudy the experienced ones. Others who spoke with the state lead person of SOTO, Mrs. Precious Okam, the state chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, Bishop Chris Nyong, and the secretary of Akwa Ibom State Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, who all promised to employ their expertise to bring the vision to fruition.
Creating awareness and every other thing. I am so happy.
Beyond the Muslim educating work, before the strategic plans, we will try our best to make sure that the health of Akwa Ibom and Akwa Ibomites is paramount.
Goodwill messages were presented by some traditional rulers who lauded the group for the initiative and solicited for the interest of men who are also prone to prostate cancer. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
An aquaculture company in Akwa Ibom, Thomdok, and their partners have visited the special children's home along IBB Avenue, Uyo. During the visit, food items and toiletries were presented to the children, a gesture the body explained was in fulfillment of the company's desire to impact the lives of the less privileged in Akwa Ibom and Nigeria at large. Yours truly was there and now reports. The company's team leader and representative in the state, Mr. Ifeobon Ekwere, said what informed their gesture is that the company is not just a profit-making business entity, but a philanthropic group committed to ensuring they put smiles on the faces of the less privileged and vulnerable in the society. Mr. Ekwere said it may not be feasible to reach out to the poor individually and called for more people to partner with the company to expand its frontiers.
Thomdok is not an investment platform. It's a platform whereby offer charity to people. They contribute also to human happiness. The reason why we are here is to put a smile on these children's face.
The team representative, Mr. Ifeobon Ekwere, who threw more light on Thomdok Company and its philosophy, pointed out that the company signed an authorization with Federal Department of Fisheries to enable it carry out aquaculture plans to promote the output of fishery in order to boost exports. He promised to provide employment to the teeming youth and contribute to a viably economic nation.
Thomdok is on an online business where people partner with them and make profit. Apart from partnering with Thomdok for your own personal interest, Thomdok also contribute to human happiness by going around putting smile on people's faces. That is their philosophy.
In appreciation, the matron of the Children's Special Home, Mrs. Inyebondo, said reaching out to the orphans this period should be emulated by other Nigerians and thank Thomdok Company for their show of love.
Thank you for your contribution to this motherless home. This time, by the fund, the children have already done the hostel, and the house of the children have received those things in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
The company's partners explained what motivated them to join the team.
This company I do little winning, special children. Nike Bible State. If you want to know more, I feel me to me after the Tom Dog Company.
Through the help of Tom Dog, we are able to achieve these results by coming to visit these children. So we are so glad that Tom Dog is doing great. And to everybody, what
actually motivated me to join this company was because of the contributing happiness to people faces in Nigeria, not just registered member.
Juliet Richard, Akbc News. The federal government has called on the Fiscal Responsibility Commission to ensure prompt remittance of revenues to the Consolidated Revenue Fund by all ministries, departments and agencies. Mr. Zacchaeus Adedayi, Special Advisor on Revenue to President Bola Tinubu, made the call during a visit to the Chairman FRC, Mr. Victor Murako, on Saturday in Abuja. Adedeji said that the call was in line with President Tinubu's quest to improve the revenue generation architecture of the country. He said the current administration was determined to ensure all revenues of the federal government were properly articulated and remitted timely into the Consolidated Revenue Fund. He stressed the need for interagency cooperation amongst all government-owned enterprises to ensure optimal results in revenue remittances. The Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents has said that the floating of the nation's currency had caused a drop in vehicle importation in the nation's ports. The agents also said that vehicles importation into the country were trapped at the ports due to the rise in exchange rates, which skyrocketed vehicle duties. Halaji Relwan Aminu, Task Force Chairman of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, told News that the floating of the Naira was inevitable because the government wanted a uniform rate. Aminu, however, urged the government to look into other levies paid at the port. According to him, the challenges faced by customs agents at the ports were enormous because of the high dollar rate, which hiked duties on vehicles to over 50%. Aminu added that the development had affected goods already imported, noting that they had no choice but to clear at the current rates, urging the government to look into the levy placed on used goods. That's the size of our package tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. To facilitate rural development, which is a crucial part of the present administration's RISE agenda, Governor Moino is seeking the support of all of Akwa Ibom people in all strata of endeavor. The governor was speaking today during the July edition of Government House Prayer Service held at the Lighthouse Chapel, Government House, Uyo. We also brought you a report that to recognize the crucial significance of equipping young individuals with necessary skills for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship, the United Nations General Assembly has designated July 15 as World Youth Skills Day. It is the agreement of all stakeholders that it's also important to impart and empower the right skills to youth in the face of changes in the job market and constant technological progress. That's all we have for you tonight. We really appreciate your company. Thank you for watching. I am Juliet Richard. Do have a pleasant night rest.